Hey there, everybody. This is Ethan Janney. I am a creative coach. I coach individuals, I coach executives, and I help transform businesses through the power and magic of creativity. And today I want to talk to you about a very special method of turning any action that you take into something positive. And you can basically take your mistakes and eradicate them using this method. It's a very simple way of reviewing anything that you've done, any time that you spent. It's highs, lows, wins, and lessons learned. And so you can apply this to a day, you can apply this to an action, you can apply this to a month, you can apply this to an entire year in order to get something productive out of it. So let's take the example of a day so you can understand how it works. So for example, I've gone through my day and I want to go through the highs. What were the parts of my day that were the most exciting, the most rewarding, that made me feel great, right? Maybe it was as simple as I got out and I went for a run and that felt really invigorating. Or I spent some time with my family and that felt really good. Or I connected with a friend, or I really got in the zone on a project. Make a note of what was the highest point in your day or the highest points in your day. All right. Now, the reason that we do that is because we're constantly trying to improve our lives, right? And a lot of times it's easy to get to the end of a day and think, man, what did I just do? And the truth is, you're actually always doing some really great things each day. It's really hard to notice it if you don't take the time to think about it. So let's just take one of those examples that I gave. If I remembered that one of the best parts of my day was going for a run and I just felt really high and great at that point, well, then that can help me plan for the future so that now I'm making sure that I carve out that time to make my morning run every single day, because that's what makes my day great. Okay, so the next thing you want to talk about is lows. All right, not to focus on the lows, but maybe to pick a few low points out, say in a day. So what might be a low point in a day? Well, I woke up late and I was laying in bed and it felt kind of good, but I just felt kind of like mush, right? Or I talked to this one person that I just really don't like engaging with because they're negative, but I chose to hang out with them again, right? So what do you do with this information now, right? You take those low points and you eradicate them. You want to spend as little time in the low points and as much time in the high points as possible. So for example, if I felt really crappy because I woke up late and just hung out in bed for a little bit, well, maybe that reminds me how important it is to wake up early the next day. And I'm not trying to bias waking up early. Some people need to stay up late and wake up early to make their day the best, but that's up to you. You find out what was the low point that you want to eradicate in the following day, the following days. Okay, so highs, lows, wins. Now, wins is kind of like highs, but it's really more like the results of actions that you're taking, and you're seeing results and you're seeing something positive happen. So let's say, for example, you're trying to start a business and you've talked to a client and you signed them up. Okay, that's a win. And something that's really interesting I've been realizing lately, a lot of my wins are not externally created. They're actually internally created. Wow, it was a win that I went for that run, or it was a win that I got up early. I've been working on that. I did it. I achieved the result, and it felt great, and that was a win. Okay? So it's kind of like the high in the fact that the high point was that I went for that run, but the win might be the fact that I was doing it consistently, or I actually achieved a goal I set out to do. And finally, I'll talk about lessons learned. And this is really the key factor into making your days great. Recognizing what is great about the day and then moving forward to make your life better and better. What lessons did I learn each day? So I might have just learned something. Maybe I'm in school and I learned something in class that really clicked, and now I feel like I can move forward into the next topic and be able to pass that exam. Or maybe I learned something about myself. Like, listen, I just learned that I actually am not eating very well, and I need to take more time and effort into planning my day out and a diet out that works for my body and helps me feel good. I learned that today because I didn't eat what I was supposed to and I was feeling groggy, and I learned that that's something I need to do in my life. So highs, lows, wins, lessons learned. It's easy to remember. It's a little mantra that you can go through in order to make progress. And if you use the self-journal, which I've recommended, they outline something very similar to this that you go through each day, each week. At the end of the book, when you're done with a 3-month period, for example, you can do this. And you can also just do it in your own journal. I recommend doing it daily, monthly, yearly to really figure out how you're going to take everything that you've done and turn it into something positive for the future moving forward. Thank you so much for listening. This is Ethan Janney. I'm a creative coach. I coach individuals, executives, and I help businesses make transformations all through the power and magic of creativity. Thank you very much for listening. I'll see you next time.